Welcome to Academy Answers Podcast, a show dedicated to inspiring and providing actionable advice on life, business, happiness, success, and reaching your full potential. Have you ever felt frustrated that life isn't working out the way you expected? Have you been searching for answers without success? You've come to the right place. Each week, we bring you perspectives, ideas, and actionable content. We share with you proven and time-tested step-by-step strategies to help you live the life you deserve and make your dreams a reality. From health to finances to relationships to business, we provide the insights and strategies you need to reach your full potential. So buckle up and plug in, because Academy Answers Podcast is about to take you to a new level of personal success.
Hey Academy Answers, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. And we are here in these trying times, trying to be the voice of reason and the voice of positivity, the voice of hope. Because without hope, our heart would break. I think we can go about 4 days without food, 3 days without water, but we cannot go a day without hope. Just that thought that we can live. And it sounds absurd and sound ridiculous, but somewhere back there's a true story of a test that was done on the serial infant pedophile and murderer back in the 60s, I think it was, or the 50s in Germany, East Germany, where this guy was killing and raping kids. And when the state finally caught him and was about to put him to the torture chamber, to execute him, I think the scientific people decided that they wanted to use him for some research. So what they did, they took him into this dark room and they tied him up higher up, like about 6 feet off the ground. And it was really dark in there when they turned the lights off, and they said to him that for your horrific crime, we've come up with a new type of execution. What we're going to do, we're going to slit your finger and you'll be tied up and you will bleed to death. So that dripping of blood will drip from your fingers until you bleed to death. By tomorrow morning, you'll be dead. So I'm sorry for this morbid story. So the guy was tied up, the lights were turned off. So what the scientists did was they put an open pipe close to where he was and slowly turned it on to the point that it would only drip. And then that dripping would be dropping in a bucket that was put underneath that pipe close to where the guy was tied up. So each time the pipe drops, he would hear the drip in the bucket and he'd hear that sound of water filling the bucket. But he didn't know that it was water. He didn't know that the pipe was there. What he knew is that his finger was cut and he was supposed to bleed out. So he thought every time he heard that droplet, it was his blood draining out. And the next morning when they came back, he died. There were about 3 spots of blood. Blood stopped. But his consciousness, his thought that he had no hope and that he was hearing the sound that his blood was leaking out, bleeding out, it killed him. So that's why you hear me say, without hope, you can live about a day. So if you don't think that you can live, you're not going to live. If you're sick and you don't think you can live, you're not going to live. If you have no hopes of living, if somebody gives you that dose of information that states that, look, you're going to die, death is imminent, and you have no hope, you will clinically die before you will shut down mentally and kill your physical existence before the disease or your organs or whatever kill you. So we are here to give you hope, to make you think of what is positive, what's next, how things will get better, how you will improve, how you will get through this how this too shall pass. And we're talking about this global pandemic that is wreaking havoc all over the world. Thousands of people, millions of people are in quarantine in the United States, Europe, many different countries. The whole world is on lockdown. Borders are closed. Airports are closed. And we're on the brink of economic turmoil. This might go into a recession, and people are uncertain about their business, their job, and their lives and their health. And it is really a tough, trying times. So the question is, what do you do in times like these? When you're overwhelmed, when your business is is in uncertainty, your life is in uncertainty. The next thing, what is next? That is what everybody's asking, everybody's speculating. Nobody knows. The governments don't know. The World Health Organization don't know. The World Bank don't know. The doctors, the hospitals, the healthcare workers, the essential service people don't know. Nobody knows. The scientists who are trying to work on a cure don't know. People are uncertain. What do you do in uncertainty? And I'll give you a couple of points that will help you to ride through, because uncertainty breeds poor decision and poor judgment. If you're uncertain, you're likely to do the things that are not in your best interest, that doesn't optimize you for a better future, that doesn't help you to get on with your life and win and get back on track and to hit the ground running. So that uncertainty is what you want to tame. You have to tame that uncertainty. Everybody's fearful. You have to tame that fear. Everybody's panicking. You have to know how to be fearful and still position instead of panic. So you want to know that something bad could happen, or really could get really rough, but at the same time you want to hold your head so that you can cope, because the idea is to cope no matter how bad it gets. You want to be able to secure your life and secure the life of your family. You want to be able to give yourself a fighting chance. The best way to give yourself a fighting chance, the first thing I'll discuss, is try to be healthy. Try to stay healthy. And assume that they're not telling you everything. Assume that they're not telling you everything, and stop worrying about or saturating your mind with the things that you cannot control, or the things you have no control over, you have no impact on. There's a government saying this number, there's a testing issues, there's a hospital not having enough resources to deal with this thing. There is all that is happening out there. But what you must understand is that none of that you have the handle on. None of that you have the levers to move or to adjust. What you have the lever to move and to adjust is the things that are specific to your life, the things that are in your control. If people spread it, you have no direct impact over that. People will go out and they will do what they want to do, and you probably won't be able to change that. What you can change is what you will do. How will you protect yourself? How will you wash your hands? How will you sanitize? And more, as you see this thing, as you hear the government and everybody talking up and saying this about it and saying that about it, you are realizing that the underlying tone is that a lot of people will get this virus. The next thing is that people's bodies is reacting differently. You know, it can get anybody. It's out there everywhere. So you have to be careful. You have to know what you're doing. And more, you're realizing that it's an immune system game. It is a game of the immune system. How ready can you get your body to fight, to be healthy, to keep away the germ? So while you're taking the necessary preventative measures, then your immune system is one of the big ones that you have to focus on. You have to talk to your doctor about supplements. You have to read blogs. You have to read trustworthy information source about what are the things that boost your immune system, what is good for you, what you can take. Find that out, take it, give it to your family. I'm not giving you health advice. I'm just telling you common sense things that you can do and where you can search for information to take the right steps and to take the right action in this crisis. The next thing is, how do you manage the fear? The fear that something will happen the fear that you lose your job, the fear that you won't be able to make ends meet down the road. First, you have to believe in yourself to figure it out, that you can figure it out. The idea that you start to, or you find a way to believe in yourself, give you that confidence that you can. The I can approach is always powerful in making you feel that you can bounce back, you can find a way. Because that's what it might comes down to, you being able, or you having the determination to find a way. Believing in yourself enough to know that you can be and you are able to figure this out. Knowing that when you have something to figure out, it means that it's not always easy. It's not always easy, but you can find a way to do it. And you will find a way to do it. And you're committed to find a way to do it. Once you do that, now you start to think of, how do I become better so I can get ahead? Because naturally when there are crises, there are opportunities to win. There are opportunities in crisis. When there are bad times, there's a whole new stock of people who win as a result of these bad times. They manage to get ahead. They manage to be able to find a way to do it. Now you have to ask yourself, what can you do with your time, with your resources to give yourself that edge? Most people will give up. Most people won't do it. Most people will fall short. Most people will get fearful and stop. Most people will retract. Most people will give up on their plans. Most people will do that. Most people will run. You have to now decide that if I don't run, means I have an advantage, because a lot of my competitors, a lot of people who said they were going to do it are not going to bother. They're going to back off, give me less competition, give me more leverage to go out there and do it. So decide, how do you skill up? How do you develop those skills so you can hit the ground running? How do you figure it out now? How do you make your plan? How do you start to implement? So when the smoke clear, you are right on the money. When the smoke clear, you're right on the money, because you were getting the information, you were doing the work, you were researching, you were preparing yourself. You must look into what you are going to do. What is your response? Everybody's reacting to the news. Everybody's doing all the little things. Everybody's buying and hoarding and all that stuff because they're reacting. They're panicking. Now, in the midst of all of that, you now have to say, okay, that's going on. What do I do? What do I do that will be different from everybody else? What do I do that is positioning me to win? How and what do I do right now that will position me to get out there and win? And you are going for that winning. You are doing the right things. You are looking for the right opportunities. Because if you can keep your head clear, then you can see the opportunities. If you can't keep your head clear, if you don't know what you want to do, if you don't have a plan, if you're too scared, you'll miss everything. It will come right under your nose. So you got to prepare for that. You got to prepare for what's next for me. And trust me, everybody's panicking and running. Majority. If you are in the top 3% who are going to believe that, hey, there's some opportunities here. How do I bring myself to a point where I never have to put myself and my family through this again? That's what you're looking for, that golden opportunity to win, to get going, to position yourself, to use this time to catch up, to get into the runnings of what's going on and make something of yourself and develop your business and get your life on track, get your career going. How do you spend your time in these times of disasters and these times of emergencies? What's the best use of your time? And the next thing is that while you take care of your family and with your family, try to plan your days, plan your time, what is family time, what is work time, and have a plan and figure out your goal to do what you need to do to get to where you want to get to. because you have work to do. Don't wait until there is an opportunity. When the opportunity presents itself, it will be too late to prepare. Prepare now so that when the opportunity comes, you can snatch it and go. Prepare now so when the opportunity comes, you can grab it and go. That's what I want to share with you today. I want to tell you to take care of your health, build your immune system, get the information, build your immune system, manage your fear, position instead of panic, and get ready to spot your opportunities and win. Get ready to spot your opportunities and get a head start on your opportunities. Thank you guys for listening. Stay safe, guys. Always a pleasure coming through. Thank you.